Hello everybody and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 12 Week 3.
Yep.
Today, we're taking a look at Smell Like Team Spirit and Lanaya Del Rey in what will go down as the second game we're uploading this week. Because
Yeah.
I really want to get that massive file that is the first game this week off of my hard drive.
What kind of fragrance do you think you need to buy to smell like Team Spirit?
Vodka. Just splash it on your
yeah.
splash it on your neck. No hoodwink. I agree. I also ban hoodwink every game.
Oh, they're banning the Slizzy hero. That's sad.
Yep, Slizzy's gonna be, I mean, Slizzy's already playing 2 games at once here, so, like...
Yeah, that's true.
You're not gonna see the Radiant Straits
He
versus
stood in on the
GG's.
mysterious Radiant Straits versus GG's game that got thrown out.
Yeah, which we're not doing. We're not doing game 1, or the game 2 that never happened. Lena going down on the other side. Could be just looking to lower the pool here. Could be going for some respect bans.
Lena's also a dangerous hero in this tournament right now.
Yeah, it seems like the 2
Pretty
pound for
solid
pound.
mid, tends to always win mid, and tends to snowball from there just generally.
Yeah, I can think of one game in this tournament so far where Lena was picked and didn't win. No Earth Spirit, which is an interesting ban.
Got a good Earth Spirit player.
Could be. Also might have a good VS player. Also might have Ogre Magi in every series.
This is your Ogre.
100% PB.
Yep.
Well, not 100%, but legitimately one series so far he hasn't showed up in.
Right.
And we're gonna mention that fact every series he's picked in until
He stops getting picked.
Yeah.
I think Marcy will be in captain's mode by the time we get to playoffs.
Could be. Having seen the performance of the hero myself, I would not be too surprised. There's just one more like tuning change, and she just put in. She's about ready.
Yeah.
Oh, good, Dark Willow.
Alright.
I wonder if they're going to be trying the old mid Dark Willow again.
Potentially.
In imitation of what the Roche Riders did last week.
Right.
10 seconds remaining.
It is interesting. You can see, like, the Roche Riders are the most experimental team in this tournament, but you might notice they also don't get too many imitators. It seems like people are a little afraid to go quite as unorthodox.
It's
Mars.
A Mars. It's a classic. You know, you can just Willow ult into the Mars arena and everybody walks into the wall.
Yep.
Dire team back.
Immediate puck in response, just to make sure that can't happen quite so easily.
Mars is useless against puck, so...
Well, not if puck is silenced. That's the only condition, though. Or otherwise CC'd. No Neeks.
Alright.
10 seconds remaining. Radiant team back.
No Luna. Funny, you'd think Lanaya would want Luna if either of these teams would.
You'd think, yeah.
Dire team back.
But if you don't want Luna, then that's not something you want in the arena, frankly, so no surprise that she's getting knocked out.
Pepkak is a known Luna player, so...
That's true.
Could just be targeted.
Hey, it's targeted and it works with their comp, so you know.
Yep.
Also, you don't want to see Ogre Luna basically ever, if you can help it.
5 seconds
Right.
remaining.
You know, pop quiz, what kills your base faster than Luna? Luna with Bloodlust.
Yep.
I tell ya what I would pick on Team Spirit right now, you ready?
Magnus?
No.
Let's see it.
I think I would actually pick up Bloodseeker here.
Potentially.
Run them 3, maybe 1 if you're feeling frisky. That's 2 heroes so far that, you know, they've already kind of shown their hand. This is our initiate. Well, Mars already can't do anything to puck. Well, he super can't do anything if he's just standing in the middle of the arena and then a big circle comes down that says, you can't stand here, you know?
Yep.
Willow is all about repositioning, you know, kiting, getting back and forth, going in and out, and Rupture really prevents your ability to do that.
Right.
Getting rid of some more heroes here. Go on.
Bloodseeker is a... not that great against Willow because she can just store roam TP away even if he has Basher.
That's true, but on the other hand,
Uh,
that if you're not going for kills, if your goal
Sure.
isn't to get a kill, that's effectively a victory for you. She can't like TP to a tower and then come back. She still has to wait the rupture out.
Yep.
So you still effectively eliminated Willow from the fight there. Got Disruptor coming up.
Yeah. Just a
The,
generally dangerous support.
Notably, Team Spirit looks like it's focusing on pause ones, while Lanaya Del Rey so far kind of
So-
focusing on heroes that have given them trouble in the past, like Sniper and Shaman.
That's pretty good against Puck too, the Disruptor.
Right. The
I would say it's as close to a counter as you can get without just straight up calling it a counter.
right.
Radiant team pick.
Baneful visions upon you.
Alright, so Bane. That's
You
good
were talking
disengage,
about
good counter
right.
initiate.
The best thing you could possibly do to Mars here is just completely block him
10
out
seconds
by
remaining.
he sets up the arena and then he gets Bane ulted, and it doesn't matter.
Seconds remaining.
Doesn't matter how good your follow-up is if Mars himself is just a sitting duck. Naga
And here's
Saren coming on.
more counter initiate.
Yeah, they
If
got
they choose to use Song in that way.
they're maybe going a little deep in on just trying to counter what they got so far. Seems like Smells Like Team Spirit has
10
Ogre
seconds
Magi
remaining.
and 3 reactive picks.
Potentially. I mean, Naga's also
Seconds
good
remaining.
offensively, but nobody uses the Song offensively, unfortunately.
Right.
Sad.
Plus, nobody ever tends to build her particularly offensively, it feels like.
Yeah. I think Naga's real strength is setting up fights rather than disengaging. Like, she has great disengage, don't get me wrong, but if you just use Naga to disengage, you're not really
You're using
her
half a
fully.
hero.
Yeah. Because you can also just, you know, do that famous TI play that everyone's seen where, you know, Naga initiates on 5 people and they just all die.
Lanaya is really not seemingly too worried about the disengage here, and has picked
Yeah.
Necro as just another layer of punishment in that Mars circle.
Dire
Yep.
team back.
It seems like they're putting a lot of faith in Disruptor in particular to be able to get rid of some of these disengages. Excuse me. I know I've been saying his.
Glimpse does have pretty long range, so if you can glimpse Naga as she's coming in for a song, it's pretty good.
Radiant team back.
The number one thing that I would say here that Lanaya could use, well, maybe not now so much because they're pretty much down to a 1 at this point. It's hard to say that old Necro is going to be having much fun down mid. The number one thing I could say for
10
Lanaya,
seconds remaining.
they really could get a lot of use here out of Silencer, but
5
unfortunately I think they missed that
There's
window.
when I think of pause one that goes well with this team comp, I think Gyro.
Right. Yeah, I'm saying they could have used one. I think the avenue is closed now, but you
Yep.
know, it doesn't
But
matter
now that
how
we're
great
forced
your
to pick a
disengage.
pause one, that's what I would pick
Yeah.
personally.
Or sit down. You know, Smells Like Team Spirit has set up a nice situation for themselves where Lanaya does not have a lot of options for pause ones left in the pool.
Yep.
They've saved for last the position that Team Spirit has been countering most with the bans.
Radiant team pick.
Right.
Whereas Lanaya is going after pause 3s here now, which, you know, well, let's just
That's what I
be
assume
frank.
it to be. It's I'm assuming 5, 2, 4,
10
1.
seconds remaining.
It's kind of weird, but that's what it looks like.
I would assume 4. I've seen Ogre going 4 a lot more in this tournament than 5.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Bane could be 5 as well, but
Yeah,
support 2, support 1.
right.
There.
Yeah, more or less interchangeable in the way they're going to be landing, I think.
So it is indeed probably a 3.
Last pick 3 is an unfortunate position to be in. I do feel like right now the 3 is not the priority to be here.
Oh.
The best spot for 3 in my book is right in the name, 3. Probably your third pick. You get it
Yep.
early if you felt like you needed it. You know, you could get like Mars
the
early,
Mars,
for
yeah.
example. You know, pretty important guy. Who would I pick here? That's a good question. Probably a more core-oriented, like right-click or damage-oriented guy, like a Bristleback or something.
Yep.
Though Bristle would struggle against Necro, he would have an advantage against Dark Willow. And he can also waste a lot of your time, which means that he's not quite so worried about getting glimpsed and all that. Or you could have Doom, for example. Which is another sort of very hungry, very right-click oriented pause 3.
Yep.
And also, the first time we've seen him at this tournament so far, I believe you mentioned in the last round your desire to see a Doom. Or maybe that was Ocelot, I don't know. Somebody wanted to see Doom. Here it is!
5 seconds remaining.
Doom's got a lot of targets here, which is actually kind of not what you want as Doom, ironically enough. It's going to be hard for him to make the decision in the fight just who to Doom. Probably Mars most normally, Mars or Necro.
Well, it depends. If Mars already got his arena, it's kind of pointless, but...
Yeah. So, hence Mars or Necro.
Yeah.
But he's gonna have to be thinking every single fight, who do I Doom? And having that thought be so prevalent, you know, having to weigh between 4 options really right now, well, make that 5 options of nearly equal caliber here.
Okay, so Gyro Doom is pretty much necessary. Necro Doom is also pretty much necessary. It's a bit unfortunate.
Right. Gyro Doom is necessary. Necro Doom is pretty much necessary. Mars Doom, also often very necessary.
Yeah.
It's,
if you can get the jump on him, yeah.
Sort of what I was saying there, in that way, in that, you know, every fight he's going to have to be thinking. It's going to be going right through old Tank's head here. You know, who is it? Who do I get? You know, very appropriate name for a pause 3.
Yeah, that's true.
Unfortunately, Doom is not a hero that likes to pick up more, shoutouts to the train, more traditional pause 3 sorts of items, but I feel like he's almost certainly going to need to do that in this game.
Yeah, potentially, yeah. I think Pipe is pretty necessary, but...
Yeah, Pipe is going to be pretty necessary. AC, probably not Crimson this game, because by the time you get Crimson, unless you get it super early, Willow is already going to be doing, you know, more damage than it's going to protect you from. Gyro is going to be doing more damage than it's going to be protecting you from, but not too much.
Yep.
Going to basically need AC here, and I feel like getting these sorts of items are going to be more or less the difference between defeat and victory for Radiant here.
Right.
Well, the sad thing is, it's not even necessarily going to be more or less. It's like, they need that to kind of be in the game at all, to have that opportunity, or else, you know, Gyrocopter pretty much is going to walk all over them. Unless he gets doomed at the super start of every fight, and that's not going to be easy, because it's Gyrocopter. He has a lot of ways to not get doomed, you know?
Yeah.
Especially if he makes a decision to build an early Hurricane Pike.
I really like Lotus Orb against Radiant, actually. I think the only way to deal with it is Ogre, and that's kind of a faulty way to deal with it. Because, you know, you're either, like, igniting your whole team or stunning yourself.
Right.
And the other ways to deal with it are also bad. Like, Naga can ensnare herself, Bane can mess himself up.
Doom can
and
doom
of course,
himself.
Doom can doom himself, yeah.
Yeah, the one thing that Lotus Orb is not going to do you that much good against is Puck. I think you can get rid of her silence, but you know, you can't get rid of Dream Coil.
Yep.
And she doesn't have anything, and probably isn't going to have anything unless she builds Orchid, which isn't that out there to pop it herself. Hotkeys. Oh, you must be in this one.
Here are my hotkeys. Teams banting with each other. I like to see it.
Sucks. Or I guess
At least
since
we're
it's
not-
over, it's like sucks.
Yeah.
You're right.
It does suck.
How long are we gonna be doing these hotkeys again?
Yeah.
About 40 minutes.
Really gotta mess with those hotkeys, man.
Holy crap!
My
What
hotkeys.
happened? Whoops! I accidentally hit the hotkey to turn off my modem.
Yeah.
What the hell is this?
I don't know, dude. That's life.
Well, Naga's
Alright.
back. Oh my
Welcome back,
god.
friend.
We're finally back on the road. I mean, smells like Team Spirit is going to have to win, right? Like, if you're going to pause that one, you better at least win.
Yeah, that's true.
The battle begins.
Captain Esper's back this week.
That's true,
It's good
yeah.
to see.
You might see a bit of a resurgence on LDR compared to last week, where they had to have a stand-in.
Never
They really
pleasant
didn't
to
do,
play with your captain in
right.
a league like this, you know, because the captain specifically is the one who drafts, you know, the players, so
Though,
he's not built around them really.
we don't have old godlike Matt in this time, and he did a lot of good. Yeah,
Sure.
they're doing level 1 rush, you're right. Doing a lot of good. One thing I don't think we really considered quite so much when we were doing pick phase is this Puck and Necro matchup at mid. Man, that sucks for Necro.
Yep.
One of the heroes with the best ability to mess him up in the whole game.
Right.
Spaz just blocking the camps up here.
Dodging ignite. Alright.
Yeah, Dark. Not only does that that dodge ignite, that makes Dark Willow so unselectable that you can't even click on her as a caster.
It's true.
That is a new
Still
wave.
click on her portrait.
Yeah. It's a new wave of untargetable, you know.
Yeah.
Alex actually
Oh boy.
getting pretty messed up down here.
Yeah. Well, it's typically how you build Puck. It's just unfortunate she died for it.
Is under attack.
Yeah, it's not unheard of, but certainly I would say perhaps a small tactical miscalculation there, you know. So the thing about mid, I feel like mid is the lane where you have the most sort of the most need to sort of consider an unorthodox style of leveling, with just one guy in your lane who's going to be a higher level than typical.
Yep.
You're always going to have that thought in the back of your mind. You know, having had the ability to silence Necro would have probably prevented that first blood outright.
Yep.
That's a hard silence to deal with, especially because, you know, Necro's a ranged hero, don't get me wrong, but needs to be right up on you. You know, that Death Pulse, not a huge range.
Boy, Heartstopper really an annoyance in this matchup. If she can dodge this, yep.
Also went very light on the region here, notably.
Surprisingly brutal. Alright. Dodging out his skills at least, you know?
Yep.
It's the most you can ask for with a Puck
Radiant's middle tower
to
is
level
under
6.
Is Tank a stand-in? I
I
believe Tank's a
don't
stand-in.
know.
Could be
I
wrong.
think so? Maybe?
I don't remember seeing this sponsorship. I feel like I would have remembered. No,
Yeah.
it's anti-value. But I mean, I've forgotten things
That's true.
before. I have Alzheimer's.
Yeah. Assuming he's standing in for Matt.
Yeah, thank God, like Matt say regular here. I recall
Wait,
seeing
no,
God, Matt.
that's
Radiant's
LDR, never
middle
mind.
tower is under attack.
Okay, so Team Spirit,
Oh, yeah.
standing in, yeah, okay. Pretty sure he's a stand-in, yes.
All right. I think this this Necrolite with a funny name is also a stand-in.
Right.
Cause I think I would have remembered this funny name. I guess it's not entirely unheard of, the idea that you could change your name to this. What do you
True.
think? What do you think has a 62% chance?
I don't know.
62% chance that Puck wins lane if somebody bothers rotating down here at some point.
Yeah, that's true.
Puck out.
Alright. Yep.
Man, Necro's playing aggressive here.
He is super
Look how
aggressive.
much he's
Working out
chasing
for him.
this.
I cannot say I blame him, to be honest.
Oh no. Alex showed Alex sweat. He sold it, right?
It's the way you win a puck lane is you just, you know, put the thumb down on her.
Right. Alex sold it a little bit. Alex showed Necro, I'm a little scared of you, buddy. And Necro is not gonna forget that anytime soon.
Yep.
Radiant's middle tower
Diva
is
D.
under attack.
Bit of danger here, potentially? Nope.
Support trade.
Puck just has to go right home. Calls Necro missing even though he's right there.
Is it Tybor who's being stood in for on Spirit?
It could
I
be.
think so. I think Tybor is usually their 3, so that would explain it. Oh boy. Yeah, it's
How
that
is
disruptor
weather?
for you. Eh. Good shot with
Well,
response there.
bye,
Just gonna
Puck.
straight up. Oh,
Radiant
so
Nope.
aggressive. Good God.
Radiant's
No,
Going
Pep
for
Cax
it.
Courier.
attack. Radiant structures are
That's a
fortified.
tremendously aggressive Necro. Note 0 denies basically not. I mean, he is CSing the lane, obviously. He's not contesting CS with Puck, he's just running at her every time she's
Right.
in lane.
Everybody pretend that you didn't just see my my screen freeze for a minute there.
Oh,
Here
no.
comes Bane.
Necro.
Bane's level 3, he has no boots. This
True.
could Necro could actually turn this around if he realizes this.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He's got the annoying nightmare. He's gonna
Radiant's
D-ward
middle
right in
tower
front of
is
his
falling.
face.
Takes out the mid tower, the creeps do. Puck
Yep.
thinks Necro's chasing, actually swinging a
Cool.
miss. Dream coil here.
Okay.
Bane coming
No
back
ult
in.
from Necro, but you didn't break the coil, so he's not in that much trouble.
Oh, he is gonna be. Just
Okay.
a second here.
Oof. Yep.
And down he goes. Bane actually officially getting the kill.
Yep. Alright. A little unfortunate for him.
Yep. Though nothing he can't recover from. He already has gotten himself a kill on the other guy, and I think it's safe to say he won this lane.
Right.
The theory didn't really go with him winning there, but he played what he needed to do in the very best way possible, and I think
Yep.
Puck maybe gave him a little too much. Just let him win that middle game a little too hard, you know. It's that middle game. It always seems to be going back to that this week. Puck let Necro see, you know, I'm gonna let you run me over. I'm not gonna be buying
Radiant's top
the
tower is under attack.
the items that helps me get away from you, right? I'm just gonna accept my lot and just try to lose least, and I think Necro realized that and exploited
Yep.
it. So good on Necro. Bit of a misplay on Puck there, I think, in the on the tactical level.
Happens.
It happens. It's the Learn Dota 2 League. It's not the already know Dota 2 League, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Seems in general that like Team Spirit is kind of dominating this lane phase so far. Up on last hits in every capacity. Up on denies in every capacity. Up on kills. Up on net worth.
What's LDR? It's dominating lane phase. If that's the case.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. LDR. Jesus, easy to
Yeah.
get these teams backwards for some reason. It's because they've had very similar performances during this tournament, I think.
Wow.
So apologies if I confuse you a couple of times here. Naga actually getting ogre stunned, but Puck is here. Puck is here with
Oh,
DD. This is
Oh.
the end of the dire offlane, baby. Sleazy
Yep.
going down. Mars assuredly going to follow.
He's gonna avoid breaking the coil. It's okay, good. But
He was
still
doing a
died,
good job.
obviously.
He was doing a good job trying to juke with the coil on him, but not quite. It was just an unfeasible, untenable situation. The second Puck showed up with that DD, he's just dead.
But unfortunate.
That'll happen to you sometimes.
No.
This is more unfortunate. Pepcact is going down in seconds flat.
Yep.
Ogre
So-
Magi assuredly not going to last too much longer. This is just the fight, but backwards, baby.
There's at least a Necro player who knows that his ult has other uses besides casting.
That's
It's
true.
good.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Like you
That's
can
what
rage,
wins the
you can
person.
rage size somebody after they steal your Aegis.
Yeah, you can. Shoutouts to VP.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire are scanning.
Dire just looking to complete the time-honored LD2L tradition of making the first tower going down, the Radiant Safe Lane T1.
Yep.
Always has to be the Radiant Safe Lane T1. This guy? Nope, not even a scratch on this guy.
There's a little scratch.
Okay, yeah, literally one scratch on this guy.
Tiny scratch. Yeah.
Somebody is going to end this game with a 24 damage on tower stat.
Yeah, that's
Potentially.
true.
Potentially. I mean, it's probably just like a catapult hit it or something, but you know.
Yeah.
It's funnier if it's like somebody did 20 damage to this thing. We're getting a smoke gank on Esper here. Ooh,
Like
this
that
is
gyro
dangerous.
skill build. Some new meta.
Yep. Gyro
So,
looking for the
farm-
super long game.
Mode farm gyro. That's what that
Unfortunately,
is.
Bane was just too slow to actually get Gyro down here, and the rest of his team has showed up in response.
Dude.
Gyro is going to be out of this fight, basically. Nothing he can do here, but nothing the enemy team can do as well. Big arena, Puck's in it.
He's gripped though.
Yeah, he is gripped, as predicted. The Mars Arena does not mean anything if you get Fiend's gripped. Load of Dire guys go down. Unfortunately, it's neither of the two that Radiant really needs. Thing with Gyro is that a Gyro using this build not only can be punished, should be punished. The way you get this Gyro is you kill him a lot early.
Oh, he's getting those
Is under attack.
monstrous stacks too.
Yep.
Alright.
Because a Gyro who builds like this has no ability to defend himself at all, basically, for a very long time, outside of just running away.
I just throw a missile at you, that's about it.
Right, a little dinky little level 1 missile that stuns you for, you know, no damage, no time. So he's got no ability to defend himself. He's basically playing as close to, like, a catapult as possible here.
Yep.
Oh, Necro just runs somebody over on the sidelines here. Ogre Magi goes down to a split kill, but Necro actually ends up going down.
Yeah,
Why,
Puck got him.
why Puck eat the nightmare?
It happens. It's life.
Anyway, yeah, Necro goes down. That's pretty good. They just have to make
Radiant's
a
middle tower is
mounted
under attack.
offense on this Gyro. You're gonna have a decent way to turn around that lane phase if they do.
Yep.
Right now, as in a lot of Gyro games like this, the theoretical window of failure and success depends a lot on just his ability to survive at this point. Taking
Right.
even a few spills is really bad, because even dying like once or twice, when you have a build like this, it's going to take you like, 4 or 5 minutes to get that sort of momentum back, right?
Yep.
It's not nice.
He's
Not
farming
very
very
nice.
well. That's the good news.
Yep. The thing with
Oh.
the thing is, right? You're gonna have a very high net worth. He's
Oh,
gonna have to
that's-
gather around, assuming he can just leave here at this point.
Whereas,
Nope. But Willow's here,
okay. Yeah, not gonna jump
and
into
they're
that.
gonna go for Mars instead. This is not
They
the
can't
play.
run after Gyro.
I think they actually could have kept the pace up here, because
Or Willow
nobody
can just make them all go away.
else is actually around, and Willow could theoretically make them all go away, but Bane was very close by, and the silence is just coming off there. Perhaps they don't realize that this is what Jara's doing. They don't realize that Jara's doing the funny new meta strategy, and they don't realize how important it
farm
is
build.
to kill the guy.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Kind of fight between Necro and Ogre in this jungle up here, which seems to be a very common thing in this game.
Yeah.
Necro just took over half his HP, both eating an ignite and running through a big stacked camp there, though he did end up with all the gold.
Oh no.
It's okay, no courier assassination today.
Yeah.
Oh, a little surprised? Okay, good. I was gonna say, a little surprised nobody's showing up to do something about this. He's in a pretty
boy,
vulnerable
Necro's in
state.
trouble.
Yep,
Yeah.
going right down. Doom is here. He's doomed Mars. And it's very appropriately named right now. It's very hard to see any way Mars survives this.
Is dead.
Willow's coming in a little too late. Disruptor trying to just live here, but I don't think his life is going to be very long.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's gonna get smacked by the Bane.
Unfortunately. It's funny, it's hard to even say for nothing trades are that valuable right now. That's just how important Gyro is. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Nope, nobody's here for him. This is Bane all alone. Very unfortunate.
Structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Doom has sort of realized the gravity of the situation, and
Oh,
they likely are going to get Willow at least.
Yeah. He's gonna kill him.
Hello to Disruptor. Doom getting a bit of a taste of his own medicine here, but not for very long.
Dire's top tower
His arena is only level 1.
Yeah.
They found Gyro. But it's too late at this point. Everybody's here to defend him, unfortunately.
Dire's top tower
Oh,
Not only
boy.
was nice arena, not only was everyone here, but everybody from the Radiant was just sticking top, assuming Gyro's going to show up there or something, I guess. Or just assuming he's not going to be a problem.
Assuming your Naga can outfarm him.
Right.
Dire's top
I don't
tower
think it
is
really
under
matters if
attack.
Naga can outfarm, to be honest with you. I mean, for starters, she can. Not with Gyro doing that build. But even if she does, I would still say Gyrocopter not only scales a little harder from her, but also kind of counters her in a lot of ways. Not a safe
Got the
assumption.
legs up.
Yep, there is his eggs.
A little side gunner, gonna speed up that farm even more.
Yep. It's also going to make him a little bit of a tougher of a customer to deal with. You know, it's not going to be like Bane can just walk into the jungle, W, rip, and nightmare him to death at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll probably just go down to the side gunner at some point in that process. If nothing else. Necro, nope, bad ping in here. Necro getting a little screwed up here.
Yeah, just
No
poked
big
it.
deal. The right guys to do something about this are not here right now. Doom is, to his credit, he is going for more of a defensive setup. He did get an early Midas, but I think on Doom that's not too bad. You get so much money doing so little anyway that Midas, what harm is it gonna do? Necro got
Right.
himself a Radiance. That's gonna make things even tougher for the appropriately the Radiant.
Yep.
It's going to melt through them in combination with that Art Stopper, which he's going all in on at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Another Chalet, they could actually be pretty interesting here. It's going to be a long time before Radiant has much Fizz damage. Could actually probably
Yeah,
get some...
the only Fizz damage is Naga.
Right. It's going to be a while before they get that.
Oh,
They're going down.
we'll melt to the grip here.
Going for an ult on Disruptor alone here, who ends up getting popped by it.
Pops invis there. Alright.
They're looking for her, but I don't think they're gonna... Oh, she just walked under a sentry.
And is under the shrine. Oh!
She tries to
She's
TP
dead.
out, but... Yep. Wastes a load of time. It goes down to the support, but goes down nonetheless, which isn't exactly ideal here.
Are fortified. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
There's a good announcement for you. There are sentries in the dire jungle.
Yep. Indeed.
Bane just evaporated. No more trace of Bane exists on this plane of existence.
He's gonna
Pepcac
go
in a
for
bit of
launches
trouble.
the scythe. Oh, Gyro's gonna. Oh,
Nope, Disruptor
Damn,
Desperation drops the ball on her. Doesn't want her to deny herself on the creeps. She
Yep.
was just gunning
Sure.
right for her.
Radiant's top tower.
Necro is doomed.
yeah, he certainly is, but I feel like somebody else might be a little more doomed.
Yep. Goes right down in seconds flat, but Doom goes down himself and goes down to the wrongest possible target. The guy you don't want to see with that money the most.
Gonna go straight for Satanic here.
No surprise, it seems to be the idea with the meta.
Yep.
Dire's middle tower
Means that
is
even
under
before you
attack.
get even a point of your rocket barrage, you can at least have some survivability to you.
Yep. And you can purge stuff. Satanic has a self purge.
Right.
Very slept on.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Though, of course, the problem with any self-purge is that most of the things you would want to self-purge, you're not going to be able to self-purge because you won't be able to self-purge during it.
Sure.
That was the most casual Disruptor ult I've ever seen. Doesn't
I
matter.
would if it was a second earlier. But. I mean, I
Though
guess it
Mars
worked
is going to
anyway.
go down for it. We're
Yep.
going to lose one. It's a great question. What is this madness?
Mars can't do much without getting punished.
Yeah, they got really essentially 4 people who just can completely ruin Mars. Necro actually gets shot from downtown there. So
Yeah.
has to pop hood.
That is said. Oh god, the Naga illusions.
Dire's bottom tower
Starting
is
to
under
hurt.
attack.
Yeah. See what she's got. Yeah. It's not that much, but a Diff Blade always just is a direct amp for the old illusions. Doom just casually ratting down your bot.
Yep. Yeah,
Well,
poked at.
walking up to him, but I was gonna say, I don't know if that would be greatly in Willow's interests. Gets a deny there on the tower, which is good.
Being denied.
Yep.
It's better to have a tower, but it's not bad to make sure they can't have one.
Right.
Jaro getting dangerously close to the spot, you know, the level of danger that he would be in a normal game. Of course, the issue there is that he's going to be the level of danger he would be in the normal
Oh,
game
my
with
lord.
about twice his operating budget. Big Dream Coil Disruptor responds, basically just says no. Nobody can actually fight through the Disruptor ult. Mars barely going
Naga.
down right before Naga can eat it. Willow and Necro desperately trying to get a kill on her, but neither able to do it. Necro is doomed again every fight this man getting into. Everybody is still trying to get Pepcac so hard here,
Radiant structures are fortified.
but to absolutely
Very good
no avail.
stairs.
4 for 2, Doom had to buy back for that one.
Naga just skirting the fight.
Yep.
Constantly throwing nets.
Unfortunately, again, it's hard to say Radiant accomplished much here.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Interesting.
That's the issue with Gyro at this moment, in this patch, with the way you do him like this. It's like, if you kill Gyro alone, you win the fight. It doesn't matter what you sacrifice to do it. Kill Gyro alone, you win the fight. All your eggs are in that Gyro basket. It's very TI3 style. On the other hand, 4 for nothing is no victory for you. If you don't get Gyro, it's all about him.
Right.
He's gonna outscale Naga here.
Of course. If they can win early enough, it's not gonna matter. Cause like
Right.
if a couple more fights like that happen, Gyro's just not there, and they just win. Like what's Gyro gonna do?
Problem is, the levels are low enough that buyback prices are pretty low, and they haven't been having to do that so far.
Right.
And the answer is make pushing really difficult for them by just annihilating waves from like a million miles away at very low threat level.
True.
You just casually ult a wave, and then, well, your push is over for like 30 seconds. So he does have the ability, even if his team does go down, like a couple more times, even if they do try to start making a concerted push effort here. He does have a fairly good ability to just stop anything bad from coming out of that, which just puts more eggs in his basket, you know? Because nobody else has that. You know, if 4 people die and Necro is the one alive, what's he going to do, right?
Yeah.
4 people die, Gyro's alive, he still has some options here, especially with that Satanic in his pocket.
Yep. He's gonna pick up straight crits after that. Start hitting hard.
Right.
Harder, I suppose. Already hits pretty hard.
Be funny if Puck just TB'd into that.
Yeah, just to die for no reason.
But no such luck. In fact, they are retreating as fast as humanly possible here. Do not want to take a fight right now.
Especially with the gyro there, you know. If you can pick off gyro alone, that's fine, but fighting their team with gyro there is kind of questionable.
Yeah,
Radiant's
it's a hard
bottom
thing to
tower is
do.
under attack.
They're double smoke here.
Yep, both teams, funnily enough, looking in their own jungles, which is the reverse of what tends to happen in these scenarios.
Yeah.
Bane coming in alone here, trying to defend this tower. His team realizes, hey, maybe doing that is not the play. Negro was trying to bait out Doom there, I think. Bait out the ult.
Doom didn't take it.
He didn't actually have enough mana to do it.
Even if he did, I don't think he necessarily would have taken it.
Right. Look at Roche.
Certainly are looking at it.
Radiant are scanning.
This seems to happen every game in this league. You know, the part where both teams are trying to make the other one to do Roche. And nobody ever takes, it seems. If you're a player listening to this, if you're a play caller, especially like a captain or something listening to this, let me give you a brief rundown, all right? Don't do the attempt to bait the other team into Roche thing. It doesn't work. No one ever falls for it. Now this could be big. His team isn't really here.
Doesn't even need to drop the Doom on it. Willow will make it a little annoying.
Now when he goes.
Yeah.
Went down to Bane. But that was about, you know, that was a major accomplishment there.
Yep.
That gyro, they just earned themselves a lot of time. Question is, what are they going to do with this time that's been allotted to them? I do think they could easily just do Roche very casually, because even if the enemy team tries to do something about it, you know, Naga can just sing.
Yep. And song doesn't affect Roche, so you can still do it.
Doom finished an AC. He's listening to me, baby! He's listening to me! Big disruptor ult here. Big arena as well. Puck might be going down for this. Ah, oh, Mars is asleep.
Everyone's about to be asleep in a second here.
Gyrocopter bought back. Doom going down very casually. Doesn't really matter that much. He got what he needed to be done. Naga is in a bad way here. Her team is letting her eat it.
Yep. They
Oh
just
dear.
disengage.
Oh dear, oh dear. With Ogre and Bane, I feel like they could have done something there to stop that. Especially with the Disruptor ult already having been used.
Potentially, yeah.
That might be a bit it for Team Spirit there. That was everything they didn't need to happen in a very short time. Though there is one notable thing here. Gyro did buy back. He's not going to have that ability for a long time, and if they kill him again, that's pretty much game over for LDR. The way LDR have been playing have had a profound, notable mental impact on Team Spirit here. You can kind of see, no matter what seems to happen, if anybody pops out for LDR, right? Like if Willow TPs somewhere, as just happened there, unless all 4 other guys are on ward, in vision, Seems like Team Spirit, for the most part, is assuming that it's all of them, you know?
Yeah.
Necro either doesn't realize that Cloak of Flames does in fact stack with Radiance, or just doesn't want it, wants to keep the shawl. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Especially wouldn't be a bad idea on Necro, who can just hit W and inert the little physical damage that Radiant has as it stands.
Yep.
The real Naga getting put right on a tree there. Very fortunate she has those spider legs. I do not think she would have lived without them.
Jara's ready to play, it seems.
Yeah, he's finished farming.
Slip there.
Necro takes his nightmare.
Yep.
Necro having a bunch of visions of plane crashes right now. There we go. I like to think that when you take somebody else's nightmare, you're looking at literally their nightmare, like what's happening to Ogre here.
Sure. Oh,
Ogre's going to be seeing that every time he's nightmared for the rest of his life. Gets tipped. Gets tipped by the enemy captain.
Sad.
Elven Tunic up on the Dire. That could be very, very, very bad for them on the gyrocopter here. They don't want to go for uphill quite yet. I do think they probably actually have the capability of just running them over, but they want to make absolute sure.
All the outers so they can
Right.
just get megas when they go in. Not really any reason not to do that. I don't know. They see a reason not to do it.
You know, Willow making things very annoying here. And goodbye, Puck.
Oh,
See you in 88, Puck. Get off Milan in stereo.
it's costly.
It was pretty costly, actually. Up right through into the
What?
Roche pit.
That's how that works, huh? Alright. A lot.
Doom is about to live up to his namesake here.
Yeah.
Not going to drop his ult for this.
No.
But unfortunately, he has no buyback to make use of it in a second life. Naga, I think, realizes the dire straits that her team is in at this moment. Just trying to push out equilibrium as much as possible. Bane finds Gyrocopter.
Oh boy.
Gyro is
He's got Aegis.
Yep.
They used grip on Aegis. It's not great, but it happens.
Yep,
You know?
Naga Siren forced to sing. Doesn't matter at all for saving Bane at least. Naga and Ogre Magi going down. Only Ogre has buyback. I think this is it. I
I think gripping Aegis was unfortunately necessary there,
Yeah,
but
Ogre's got the buy, but what are they gonna do?
just to bloodlust towers basically.
Yep. Just try to buy as much time as physically possible. Naga really can't do anything here.
Yeah.
Especially with Gyro just shredding her. This has got to be the GG call, right? Like, guess not. A lot of teams very determined to fight on this week, it seems.
Yeah, every week.
What is this? It's like a nut.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower.
Everybody was really inspired by that Baby Schlark performance week too. Man, this
Yeah,
is the end of Doom. Holy
Sure is.
crap! 109 seconds. I would be astounded if this game went on 109 more seconds.
Radiant's top barracks
Ah.
are under attack. Radiant's top
Well,
barracks
this isn't the first time we've said this week, but well, I mean, it is, I think, because I think the other team we talked about is going to be uploaded later than this. But yep, calling the GG. But I think this is just a case of identification.
Radiant's
Just
bottom
going
tower is
haywire
under
for
attack.
Radiant here. Identification of the threat levels.
Right.
They were really committed to knocking Necro out of the game. The thing is, there's a reason Necro used to be popular as a support, right? He can still do a lot with a little. He can still have a pretty good game impact, even if he has been knocked out quite a bit, especially if he puts you in this unfortunate scenario where you have to build for him and can't build as much for physical guys. Sure, you're putting
Yeah.
a damper in his game personally, but that's what he wants you to do. It's a very pause 3 sort of mentality there.
Right.
They went all in, basically, trying to knock down the old Necro, who really, if you look at his built more like a pause 3 than a pause 2 here. Which didn't
Yep.
really matter. Funnily enough, Mars ended up buying more like a sort of, not a pause 2 necessarily, but like a higher position carry as a result. Necro, leaning full on into the tank role, meant that even though they did knock him down 6 different times and 6 big kills, it didn't really matter, because there was one guy this whole team was based around, and that was Gyrocopter, old Esper here.
Yeah.
You can see, you know, and funnily enough, Joe didn't actually make up the gap in the damage that they did, but boy, he sure did a lot in that very short time he was doing anything, huh?
Right.
This game had gone on like 10 more minutes. This probably would have been like 30k. 40 maybe.
Yep.
So, and notably on the other side of the affairs is Naga Siren, who doesn't have much to her name. I think they overestimated the carry potential of
Didn't get
Naga
enough
Siren.
time.
Right. They overestimated the carry potential of Naga Siren here, especially in comparison to Gyrocopter. I think at some point they realized, because they started focusing more on early game sort of items like Harder Tarrasque, which is not the most ideal sort of end game thing on anybody, let alone your pause 1, basically. Something you get because you have to, not because you want to, right?
Yep.
So they realized, I think, at some point that Naga just wasn't going to be able to be on Gyro's level here. But it was a little too late, I think. And in a team that was all about one guy, the one guy is just allowed to thrive and prosper.
Right.
Simple as that. And I don't know if they realized it soon enough. I think if they had realized how this game was going to be going for them earlier, maybe there would have been more concerted attempts to focus him and a little bit less on like just trying to knock out Necro Mars every
Necro and
fight.
Mars. Yeah.
Like going after Mars, I think was in general just not a great valuable use of time because they had so much response to him anyway. If he went like 1,000,000-0, he still couldn't have a great impact on fights. If he got 1,000,000,000, I mean, if he went in 1,000,000-0, he would have had an impact, obviously. But if he like was born 1,000,000-0, if he just started with a giant loan from the Ice Frog Bank or something,
Yeah.
still wouldn't have had that great an impact on these fights because they had so many options to deal with it. And indeed, every single time Mars got an even okay arena out, Puck would just immediately get out. Bane would just immediately knock out the arena itself. You know,
Yep.
just by taking Mars out of the equation, and nothing really came from it. So, it was very simple, and to that end, apologies for that. To that end, I think this game could have gone very, very, very poorly for LDR, but Smells Like Team Spirit didn't quite see the route they needed to take here until maybe it was a little too late to go down that road.
Gamble worked out.
Sure did.